Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from thewanderinginvestor.com. So today I'm with my lawyer Rodrigo here in El Salvador. Rodrigo, how are you?
I'm fine, and it's great to be with all of you again.
Yeah, fantastic. So look, we're going to be discussing real estate transactions here in El Salvador. Because of all the economic reforms happening in the country, there's an increasing amount of foreigners coming to El Salvador to make real estate investments in the capital city, in the touristy areas, in the mountains, and on the coast as well. And we'll be discussing as well how to buy real estate here in El Salvador using Bitcoin. So, Rodrigo, can foreigners buy real estate here in El Salvador?
Definitely. Every person that comes to El Salvador can buy real estate here. You just need to follow a few simple steps and you will be the new owner of real estate here in El Salvador.
So what do you need concretely?
Concretely, you will need a tax identification number and your passport to do the public deed of sale and purchase.
Cool. The tax number, I did it myself this afternoon. It cost me $2 and 30 minutes of my time at the local tax office. So really quick, you can also help people do it,
Yes.
but it's really a non-issue. Does it make me a tax resident?
It does not make you a tax resident.
Cool, very important. So I would not have gotten this tax ID if it had resulted in me having tax residency. It's essentially just paperwork to enable you to do business in El Salvador.
Yes.
Cool. So what are some of the risks associated with real estate transactions here in El Salvador?
The primary risk here in El Salvador is that the land is not as big as they say. They have some legal issues. It has more owners that they are saying. So I strongly recommend do a due diligence beforehand to buy any land here in El Salvador. And for that, I can give you my help.
Yeah, look, when you go online, you constantly hear stories of foreigners that go to emerging markets, they get played, they lose all their money, etc. It doesn't happen if you use a good lawyer, okay? So when it comes to buying real estate overseas, there's so many things that you as a foreigner don't know because things are not like back home. So don't be cheap. So by that I mean don't not use a lawyer. And if you use a lawyer that is from a reputable firm. Don't just take your wife's cousin or something or some cheap lawyer that you just met, because that can also lead to problems, because often local lawyers don't understand the needs of foreigners and don't necessarily understand that you don't understand certain things. So your lawyer may just think that something is normal and not tell you, and then you discover it after and like, what do you mean? And then it's normal. But when you use lawyers that help foreigners, they understand the differences and then they can help essentially coach you through the whole process. So really important. So what about Bitcoin transactions in real estate? Because Bitcoin is now legal tender here in El Salvador.
Yes.
How does it work concretely?
Concretely, here in El Salvador works pretty easy because all the transactions happens before the notary public that will write or draft the public deed of sale and purchase. So in the public deed of sales and purchase, we establish the amount of Bitcoin that will take for you to buy the land, and it's equivalent in US dollars. And that's it. The transaction happens before the notary, and then we sign the document, the contract, and it's done.
Cool. So you put the Bitcoin amount, the dollar amount on the contract, you're in front of the notary public, you make your Bitcoin transaction.
And then you sign.
Then you sign and you're good.
You are the owner. Obviously, afterward, you need to go to the public registry in order to file the documentation, but that will be a topic for another video, I hope.
That's what people hire you to do.
Awesome.
So essentially, then you take the paperwork, you go do everything,
Exactly.
and then you
Yes.
just get the title deed.
Yes.
Okay, cool, fantastic. Look, so it's simple, but as always, when you're overseas, proceed with caution and get the right legal help. So if you want to get in touch with Rodrigo with regards to a real estate transaction or even residency here in El Salvador, there is a link below and you can just get in touch with him. Yes. Rodrigo, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Make sure to download my free ebook, 12 Mistakes to Avoid When Investing in International Real Estate, which you can find on my website, link below, and feel free to follow me on Instagram @TheWandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.